We on another level. You better level up. We on another level. You better level up.
Hey guys, this is Ambrosia. It's what y'all been asking me about my makeup, so here's a little video to show you guys how I created this look.
Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
When using this Elmer's glue, do not use a lot. I mainly use it when I'm doing like something to change the overall look or to get rid of my brows. So for just to keep them down, you only really need a tiny bit, just a tiny bit, and use it in place of a brow gel if you don't have a brow gel. This skin butter can also be used like on the go if you don't really want to do like a full face or all this that I'm about to do. You can really just put that on, and go. And it'll, over time it blends out and it turns into your natural skin color. I think it comes in like 4 different shades, so you just match it up to the closest color. And this one for me I think was deep. I can't remember.
This is not a drill.
Repeat, this is not a drill.
This is where you decide if you want a really wide brow, a skinny brow, a rounded brow, a sharp brow. You use your pencil to create your shape, and then from there you're going to fill it in.
Is that all you got?
Let's begin now.
When you use the pencil to fill in the thinner parts, go upward in your strokes. It gives it a more natural appearance.
What up?
Stay away from black, okay, unless you have black eyebrows. I tend to use a darker brown in like the middle to the edge and a lighter brown in the beginning, or it depends on my hair color since I change up my hair so much, but I still try to keep with the 2 different colors when I do my brows to blend them in together to give it more natural look.
Oh, shall we begin? Let's begin now. Let's begin now.
I take my concealer and I put it over that whole big area under my brow, and then I use my flat brush to make the sharp line underneath just to clean everything up to make it look more flawless at the end of everything. And then I take a fatter brush to blend it all out so you don't have any kind of lines or imperfections or anything on your lid, because once you put your powder on for your eyeshadow, if that's not smoothed out, all of that will show.
This is not a drill.
Repeat, this is not a drill.
Is that all you got?
Let's begin now.
For this part, some people use a lighter concealer, like right there on the tail, and blend it out. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. You just do what you want.
Oh, for sure.
Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
No unibrows over here, people. None. Don't like it.
Let's begin now.
Take your concealer and go all the way down the bridge of your nose for later.
This is not a drill.
Repeat, this is not a drill.
Let's begin now.
What up?
One mistake, I forgot to put primer on my bottom lid. I usually put the primer on and blend that into the concealer that I used on my upper lid. So I'm about to show you how I fixed all of that. Go!
Oh, for sure.
Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
I tend to use a lighter shade, which is for this look, bailout, for right under my eyebrow. I'm right at the beginning of my eyelid because it's a good shade lighter than my natural complexion, so it gives it a good highlight to keep it natural. Don't want it too light, don't want it too dark. So you pretty much just use that for your base, and then you work around that. I got this makeup palette from Marshalls. Marshalls has a lot of good palettes. If you really look around, you can get some brand name stuff for a lesser price, and I'm all about that. Always, always, always blend. Get rid of the hard lines. It makes the color like, fill into the lighter shade, and it gives it like a flawless, really seamless look. So always blend, blend, blend. When in doubt, blend.
Is that all you got?
Let's begin now.
For even more savings, I got this Urban Decay palette from Nordstrom Rack. and it was definitely at least half off its regular price. So, and it's a pretty good deal. The colors are really awesome. They hold really well, and they're very highly pigmented.
What up?
For the record, I really hate doing a cut crease, but it looks really, really nice in the end.
Oh, for sure.
Shall we begin? Let's begin now. Let's begin now.
If you have a hooded lid like me or a really big lid, you really have to stretch out your eyelid like as much as you can to get this cut crease line, because if not, it'll go into the wrinkles and it won't be perfect and it'll look crazy and you'll get frustrated like I usually do. But I kind of got a lot better at it. So this is why I don't like doing them, because I have a really big lid and a hooded lid at that. So I really had to stretch it out really, really good to get that line defined.
This is not a drill.
Repeat, this is not a drill.
Is that all you got?
Let's begin now.
Once you get it on there, you want to pat the concealer out, smooth it out as much as you can with the brush or use your finger, whatever you need to do to get it really, really smooth, to get all the little lines out, to make it look really seamless and flawless. And then after that, you're going to go over it with a light powder to just to set it.
What up? Oh, for sure.
Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
Okay, now I'm going to use that 7+7 on the edge of where I stopped my cut crease, and I'm going to blend it out into the darker part that was on the corner and stop right about probably where your pupil starts on the beginning, because I still want to keep the light highlight that's in the beginning of my eyelid. Okay, now I'm going to go back with the darker on the edge, and I'm going to blend that into what I just applied, just to smooth it out. You know, you don't want hard lines, so you want to keep everything nice and seamless.
This is not a drill.
Repeat, This is not a drill.
The Honey Dazzle Dust I use for so much. It's so pretty. It looks good for highlight. You can use it just for on your lid, just for color, but I use it mainly for highlights on my cheekbones and on my eyelids.
Is that all you got?
Let's begin now.
What up?
I don't want to rub off the highlight I just put on, but I don't want it to just be smacked down on there. So I'm taking a nice big blending brush and I'm going to lightly go over it just to blend it into the other colors. Because again, I don't want lines, I don't want spots, I want it to be seamless. Everything should float together evenly. A tight line is just taking the eyeliner and going across, all the way around your waterline at the top and the bottom. And you really should do that first because it gets harder to do after your makeup's done. Be careful using this gel pencil. It's really soft and you can definitely over apply, but it's definitely a really dark black and it goes on really smooth.
Let's begin now.
This is not a drill.
Repeat, this is not a drill.
I almost always do a cat eye. I just really like cat eyes and I never get them perfect. One's always good, the other one's a little jacked up. So I usually have to go back in and fix it or start over or whatever. And this time I had to fix it a little bit. Just took a little of the concealer and just straighten it out and then pat it with some powder so you can't even tell that I did it.
What up? Oh, for sure.
Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
Just blend out everything, fix your mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes. You're gonna make mistakes. So
Let's begin now.
after this, I apply my lashes and I put my contacts in. I would show you putting on lashes, but yeah, I'm not there yet to show you that at all. Takes a while. Now it's time to finish the look, putting on concealer to cover up those blemishes, getting the dark circles out the way. I'll use powder and I'll use also the foundation. I don't really like liquid foundation. I use powder foundation because I have oily skin and the powder just lasts longer. I can wear that all day without getting too shiny.
Let's begin now.
Don't really buy a lot of special brushes, but this brush right here, nice little curve, that's perfect for under your eye. That's one brush I know I definitely am glad I spent the money on and got. But for the most part, I don't really care about brushes and who made them or nothing. I just make it happen. Don't know if you can really make it out, but it's 4 colors on the correcting palette. It's yellow, it's pink, it's green, and it's blue. For women of color, we really don't need the green and the blue, so I just use the yellow and I use the pink. The pink really gets rid of the dark circles. The yellow is more just for the darker spots like blemishes. So I use the yellow and the pink under my eyes, and I use just the yellow around wherever I have little scars from pimples and stuff.
Oh, for sure.
Shall we begin?
This MAC powder that I'm about to use is my main powder. I use that as for everything. So I'm about to take that and I'm going to put it all over my face, and then I'm going to go over that with my contour powder. As always, blend, blend, blend.
Let's begin now.
I really like this mermaid brush for this contour on my cheekbones because it's exactly the right width and it gives you exactly the right consistency. So I like using that for my cheekbones, and I use it underneath because you know you gotta hide the double chin if you have one, but it's still better to put some under your chin as well, just for the contour.
Repeat, this is not
I
a
use the
drill.
MAC blush that I have around my eyes and forehead if I don't want the contour to be too dramatic, like if I want to keep it kind of soft. But if I want a really dramatic look, I'll use that other deepest dark all the way around to give it a really like fierce ass look.
What up?
The nose contour, be careful because you can definitely change the shape or the look of the shape of your nose with this. I try to keep mine true to what my nose really is. I even add a little line across the rounder part at the front of my nose just to keep that ethnic look. I don't want to narrow my nose. I don't want to look like somebody else. So I try to keep it the same. I just want to define it.
Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
Pretty much just follow your natural lines when you're doing your contour, so you'll look like who you are.
Let's begin now.
That's my mini-me in the background and my pain in the ass dog that stalk me every time I'm doing anything. So since this is 2000, not 1980, be careful with the blush. Don't go too hard with it. I use just a couple taps, spread it out, blend it out, just to put a little color in my cheekbones. If you follow me, especially on my Facebook page, I often post my baking pictures because I really love this part of the whole ordeal. It's very hilarious to me. I look crazy. I will go out just like this, really, because it's just so damn funny.
Is that all you got?
I also post these pictures because I really think it's pretty as shit.
What up?
I've had that first highlight so long, I don't even remember what it's called. I think it's by MILLANI. I'm not sure. I've really had it for like 5 years, and everything's rubbed off, so.
Shall we begin? Let's
If you
begin.
don't want that really hard highlight line that some ladies and gents seem to put on their cheekbones, whatever, make sure you use this fan brush because it'll blend it out better and still keep it where you want it. But if you really want it to be defined, you can just use your finger and then slightly blend it out with the fan brush.
Let's begin now.
I really like this gloss. It's also a lip plumper. You know, I'm getting older, my lips are changing, so I like the plumper because it kind of fills out those lines that you get in your lips as you get older. I use the Stay Golden gloss over top just for an extra highlight on my lip. Dazzle dust again just to put that little definition on your cupid's bow, and then put it at the bottom of your lip right in the middle on the line. Just
Repeat,
amplifies
this
the
is
look.
not a drill.
Is that all you got?
Let's begin now.